Today we're back working on the Toyota Tacoma. It needs a fuel pump. I thought I'd fixed it with bypassing the resistor last time. Unfortunately, it didn't work. It's still cutting out under heavy acceleration. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this bed off and get the fuel pump replaced. It has now been 2 days since I got this thing running. Yesterday you saw I took it up wood cutting with my dad. I just showed you a short clip of that. But I was having some fuel pressure issues. Put a fuel pressure gauge on here. Bleeds off just a little bit just because the gauge bleeds off. But couldn't figure out. I was losing fuel pressure. It was completely cutting out. I had a feeling it was that. So I went ahead and I just bypassed this fuel pressure resistor. I ran it before and I was only getting like 35 PSI of fuel pressure at idle. I was getting even less when I was going down the road. I just started it up with this and just jumped the resistor, made full power to the fuel pump, and I was getting a full 41 PSI at the pressure regulator. So I'm gonna take it for a drive, see what it says, and I hope that's gonna be it, because that's a $55 part from a dealership online, whereas I can't find a fuel pump for less than $100. So hoping this fixes it, but we'll see. Well guys, unfortunately I thought I had fixed it by bypassing the resistor, but it looks like this thing is definitely going to need a fuel pump. I went and took it for a few more drives thinking maybe it was okay, and it keeps stalling out and dying on me still, and it was losing fuel pressure. So I'm going to go ahead and get a fuel pump ordered. We're going to go ahead and pull this bed off and get the fuel pump replaced. First thing first, I'm going to go ahead and break all these bed bolts loose and see if I can get them all out. Let's see. Oh wow. That one didn't even feel tight. There's that one. Cool. This might be even easier than I expected. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and take this tailgate off just to try and save a little bit of weight when I'm pulling the bed off, because it's probably just gonna be me by myself. So, it actually requires no tools, super easy to do. So, that's why it's just important. That should not have taken that long. This plastic bushing is just broken, so it was offset. Alright, and now that I've got the tailgate off, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this headache rack off, which should also be pretty quick. But, judging by the last experience, don't want to speak too soon. Oh, I'm glad to be getting rid of this, honestly. Did not like the look of this on the truck. And I'm gonna go ahead and crawl under the truck, get all this wiring unhooked from the cab, or the bed I should say, make sure everything is free and clear so that when I pick the bed up, nothing's gonna get caught. And to finish off pulling the wiring, I gotta pull these taillights, unplug them, and send them down through the holes. Alright, let's see if it's easy enough to pick up that maybe we can get it off. Okay, okay. Alright, well, this didn't work. If you take a look under here, you'll see there's no sending unit there. It's down under there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the bed off anyway, but I'm a little discouraged. Definitely should have done better research on my part, but we're here now, so we'll get back to pulling the bed. All right, and after some trials and tribulations, we got the bed off. It was definitely a little bit of pain by myself. I've done it before with other trucks, but this one was easier and harder all at the same time. But I went ahead and got it off. Unfortunately, like I showed you guys earlier, the sending unit's right there. But I'm also going to take this opportunity to go ahead and take it to the car wash. I'm going to power wash this frame. So we're back from the car wash. We got everything washed up. It looks a lot better. Most of what was there was just on top of the gas tank, on top of the diff, stuff that was hard to reach where the bed was on here. So I'm going to go ahead and start dropping this tank. Unfortunately, like I said, I still have to drop it because the sending unit is right under the cab. I unfortunately didn't know that, but whatever. I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and just clean the bed up and clean under the bed up, and it wasn't that hard of an experience to get done. It would have been a lot easier with two people, but nonetheless, it's already off. All right, so we got the gas tank out. I'm gonna go ahead and dig into this fuel tank and assess what exactly went wrong. Here is the new fuel pump. So let's give it a look over, make sure it looks like what I just pulled apart, pulled out, get better. I'm stoked. I think I'm gonna be able to drop this in and it should fix all my issues. I definitely think I was having a filter issue and this pump was just, yeah, the fuel coming out's also not the cleanest, so that sucks, but it's whatever. Life happens, life goes on, gotta make the best of it, and we're gonna throw a new fuel pump in and get this truck back on the road. All right, so I went ahead and threw a new fuel pump in, so I'm gonna go ahead and go under here, throw it back up in there, and see about getting this thing back running again. All right, well, I got the tank installed. I've got all the lines run. Got the filler neck installed. I've got all the vents run. I've got the lines underneath run. It's tightened down. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and see if it starts. Sweet. Gas gauge looks like it's reading just about the same. It hasn't really moved at all. Seems like it runs good. Don't see any fuel leaks. Sweet. Stoked. Awesome. So hopefully that's the end of having issues with this. I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera up, call my buddy over here, and see if he'll help me put the bed back on, and then maybe we'll be back on the road with this Tacoma. What's up, guys? This is my roommate, Nathan, and he's gonna help me put this bed back on because you guys saw how hard I struggled getting it off, and I think it'll be a lot easier with two people. All right, let's get this bed put back together. Bed bolts in, electronics back in, truck back on the road. I'm gonna see how it does down the highway. So far, I'm a couple miles away from my house and it's doing awesome. No issues. So here's hoping that fuel pump fixed it. The resistor is back plugged in, so that should be working like factory and it should be back to good. And since that's the pump and the filter and everything, it should be good to go for a long time, especially with the plastic tank. There was no corrosion, everything in there looks super clean. So gonna get back to driving and let you know how it does. So I took the Tacoma out for a test drive, took it out here. It's doing awesome. Like seriously, can't say enough about how much better it's doing. No cutting out issues. I've driven it about 25 miles now. Before I couldn't drive it 25 miles without it cutting out probably 5 or 10 times during that. So I'm stoked about that. Excited to have this thing back on the road with no issues. I'm not super scared. I was a little nervous to have it out. I didn't want the fuel pump to just die on me while I was on the road, but well, we got it going. So that's awesome to see. I think this truck's getting ready to get the rear axle fixed so that maybe the diff lock works. But for now, it's a running, driving truck, and it's doing awesome, hauling a bunch of tires around, doing truck things. Sweet. Well, that was unnecessarily removing the bed to do a Toyota Tacoma fuel pump. Definitely wasn't something I needed to do, wanted to do, or should have done, but here we are. I did it, made the best of it. Got the frame all power washed back there, which makes me feel good. I know these frames are prone to rust, so make the best of what you do, even when you make mistakes. I think that's it for today. Have a good day, guys.